I am a full-stack web developer, and after I saw this very cute robot that walks on your desks and does things, I wanted one. And then I saw that it is $369. That's a lot of dollars. And I am a full-stack web developer. I should be able to do this using just a simple Arduino, right? Spoilers. He cannot. So today, me, a web developer, will learn the basics of electronics and try to build my own little desk robot. So first things first is learning the basics. So I purchased an Arduino Uno starter kit that just had a bunch of components like relays, sensors, buttons. I didn't know how to use any of these, so I just started making stuff. The first one was an LED, just making it glow was the goal. Next one was a potentiometer. So using a potentiometer to turn on and off, blah, 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 boring stuff. I moved the fan. The most interesting one that I did was a servo motor. You can do a lot of stuff with that. So first of all, I just moved it left to right, which might seem boring, but if we attach a 3D printed head, it actually looks like a real living cute robot. It was actually very hard to make this head. I learned a lot about modeling and 3D printing because I haven't done it that much. So I used Fusion 360 to just have this white square where I added this pin. And then I tried to add the pin, and of course it did not fit because I don't know what I'm doing. So I made it bigger and I reprinted it, and it was too big and it kept falling out. But I kept at it and I kept making new and new and new versions. Satisfying printer noises. Unsatisfying printer results. The robot looked cool, but it kept falling down and I didn't like that. So I measured the servo motor sizes. And at this point, I actually felt like a real electronic mechanical engineer because I used Fusion 360 to again make it. And I used the sketch feature where I wrote the centimeters and everything. And it just felt really cool and like I'm a real engineer. So I 3D printed the platform. I even added a little guide place where to put the wire in, just connecting the wires to the board, subscribe. And it just worked. I was able to just place the robot on the servo and it just looked kind of cool. I was pretty proud of that. This is cool and everything, but if I ever want to build my own emo walking robot, I need better microcontrollers. Preferably something that is smaller, stronger, has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. I can code similarly to an Arduino and it should be cheaper than an Arduino. Oh, I can use an ESP32. This small thing right here. What is wrong with me? Anyways, I purchased this kit on Amazon that had the ESP32 board, an OLED screen, and a bunch of other components. And I just started making stuff like this button pressing thing. When you press it in the terminal, it's supposed to show text. Right now it does not because I need to switch the baud rate to be the ESP32s. And once we do that and upload the code, we now press the button and we can see the actual text. Cool. Then I did the next thing, which was again very boring, but it's gonna get more exciting, just pressing the button and lighting up an LED. Yeah. Now the cool stuff started. I started working on the OLED screen. So first of all, basic stuff, just showing some shapes, making sure that it works. And then maybe I'm doing something wrong and I'm stupid, but I had to draw each individual frame of the 5-frame animation that I wanted to do because the screen doesn't have an image decoder. You need to draw them manually, bitmap thing. Again, I'm probably stupid, but basically I made these 4 image sequences and then I uploaded it on the screen. And it kind of looked pretty good. So it looked like a real animation. Just cute thing looking around. This was looking kind of nice. So I started working on the enclosure. So this was kind of the idea. On the right side, I would have like the screen, so the face. On the left side, it would be closed, but you would have a spot for the magnet. And yeah, that's literally it. So in the real world, imagine this gum being the magnet. So when you place it next to your screen, it's gonna like stick. At least that was the idea. So I started measuring all the parts I had, which was just two parts, the ESP32 board and the OLED screen. And I started working on the 3D model, which was just, yeah, basic square where you put the magnet and the screen. And I started 3D printing it, but my prints kept failing. And I learned the same way you bake a pizza, you need to bake the 3D filament. After you cook it for a while, it actually works really well and prints a lot better. So that finished. I put in the magnet and I put it next to the screen, and it kind of worked. It's kept on the screen, but it didn't hold really strong. And you're probably gonna guess what's gonna happen next. I put all the parts in and I put it on the screen, and it just fell down. Either the magnet wasn't strong enough or the enclosure is too heavy. I don't know, but I decided this is a feature and I put it upside down and it just stands on my desk. So I connected it to my to-do list dashboard. And when I run a Pomodoro, it will show on the screen. So you can see the face and the timer for the Pomodoro. And it also shows the task you're currently working on. Tabbie video. And it's actually surprisingly cool while you're coding to have this little cute robot next to you that kind of helps you with productivity. I think there's something interesting here, and I plan on making this bigger and cooler, so you can check it out on my GitHub right now. And if you enjoyed this video, you will probably also like this video right here.